Hello everyone, welcome to a new series on international relations. Okay, so this topic falls under the GS paper 2 of both UPSC and APSC, right? So we will begin the series first of all by clearing all the important basic terminologies that are associated with the international relations. Okay, once these terminologies are clear, so it will be easy to understand the subsequent lectures, right? Okay, again, the series in this series, the main focus will be on India's diplomatic relations. Okay, with all the neighboring countries. Okay, again, we will discuss about the important international organizations. Right. So the first term is the actor. Okay, so these are the entities that participate in or promote the international relations. Now, this actor may be of two types, that is the state actors, for example, the government, and the non-state actors, for example, the different non-governmental organizations, multinational companies, religious outfits, terrorist groups, etc. Okay, so both the state and non-state actors plays a significant role in shaping the international affairs of a particular country. Okay, so next is the alliance. So when two or more actors formally sign an agreement to cooperate mutually in security related issues, it is called an alliance, right? So basically this alliance is an or these alliances are the defense pacts, okay, that operate during the situation of wars, right? Now this was more prevalent during the Cold War era, which began after the Second World War II. Okay, for example, during that time two major organizations were formed. Okay, for example, the NATO, that is the North Atlantic Treaty Organization. So it was an alliance by the United States, Canada, and several Western European nations. Okay, now to counter NATO, another organization was formed, that is the Warsaw Treaty Organization, right? So this was an alliance between the Soviet Union and other socialist republics of the Central and the Eastern Europe. Okay, so these things will be cleared once you have studied the world history part, right? So these all includes in the world history. Okay, next point is the arbitration. Okay, so when two conflicting parties argue to submit their differences to a third party for settlement, okay, so this is known as arbitration. Okay, for example, if you see there is an arbitration between India and Pakistan on Jammu and Kashmir, okay, where the United States stepped in, okay, to solve the issue of India and Pakistan, okay, where United Nations played the arbitrary role, okay. The next term is the armistice. Okay, it is an opportunity between two or more conflicting states. Okay, between two or more conflicting states to submit their difference to a third party for settlement. Okay, to third party or settlement. That means it will be never a unilateral. Unilateral means one party is included. Okay, but it is always bilateral. Okay, and under this there is a temporary declaration of peace, right, and providing an opportunity to the conflicting states to terminate the state of war. Okay, so this provides an opportunity, right, to the states that are on the brink of war to come to a peaceful settlement. Okay, for example, the Karachi agreement between India and Pakistan. Okay, so this led to the establishment of cease of fire line in Jammu and Kashmir, right? Okay, the next terminology that is often used is the Asian tigers. Okay, so it is a term applied to certain states in Asia that had experienced aggressive economic growth, right, with a short span of time. Okay, so these Asian economies have become a new standard for economic liberalism in the recent times. Okay, so there are 5 Asian tigers. These are the Hong Kong, Japan, South Korea, Singapore, and Taiwan. Okay, now the Malaysia, Thailand, and Indonesia in this context are known as the tiger cubs. Okay, so while Hong Kong and China are known as the Asian dragons. Okay, so next is the asylum. So according to the definition of the United Nations High Commissioner for Refugees, Okay, so asylum seekers are individuals who have sought international protection and whose claims for refugee status have not yet been determined, okay, irrespective of when they may have been lodged. Okay, for example, Dalai Lama sought political asylum in India, okay, when China occupied the Tibet, right? The next term is balkanization. Okay, so it is a geopolitical term. Okay, what is geopolitical we will see in the next slide. Okay, so it is a geopolitical term originally used to describe the processes of fragmentation or division of a region into smaller regions. Okay, so this term finds origin in the division of the Balkan Peninsula. Okay, now the Balkan Peninsula, okay, which was earlier ruled by the Ottoman Empire. Okay, so this was a vast empire comprising of present-day countries like Albania, Bosnia, Herzegovina, Bulgaria, Croatia, Kosovo, Macedonia, Romania, okay, Serbia, Slovenia, and Montenegro. Okay, so this vast Ottoman Empire, okay, balkanized or broke down into smaller countries of today. Similarly, we can see balkanization in our regional platform, that is the balkanization of our earlier Greater Assam, okay, from which small states like Nagaland, right, Mizoram are formed, okay. So the next term is power, and it is a very important term in the international relations. Okay, so political scientists principally use power in terms of an actor's ability to exercise influence over the other actors, right? So within the international system, actors means basically we are talking about the countries, right? Now this influence can be coercive, okay, or attractive, or cooperative, or competitive, okay. So according to this definition, there are different types of power. Okay, first is the superpower. Okay, see earlier there are three superpowers, that is the British Empire, the Soviet Union, and the United States. Okay, now after the breakdown of the British Empire, okay, after the breakdown of the British Empire, and also after the breakdown of the Soviet Union post Cold War, okay, now only the United States hold this status, right? So next comes the great power. Okay, so here this term states that the countries or the actors that have strong political and cultural as well as economical influence over other nations around them and across the world. Okay, so for example, again, United States and China may fall under this example, right? Okay, see, as we can see that China has an influence, great influence. Okay, they have a great influence economically in its neighboring countries, right? Next term is the middle power. Okay, so this is a kind of subjective discrimination. Okay, so a middle power state or a middle power actor or a country has sufficient strength and authority to stand on its own, okay, without the need of any help from others, right? So such countries may form various forums such as G20s. Okay, so we will deal with these topics when we will study the various important international institutions, for example the G20, the ASEAN group, the SAARC group. Okay, the next type of power is the small powers. Okay, so basically these small powers or small states are the instruments of the other powers. Okay, basically the other bigger powers influence or exercise their powers over these countries. Okay, so the next power is the regional power. Okay, so this term is used to describe a nation that exercises influence or power within a region. So in this context, we can say that India, right after its independence, okay, has been aspiring for becoming a regional power. Okay, yeah. Regional power in the Indian Ocean region, right? Next is the cultural power. Okay, so cultural power refers to the country whose culture, okay, art or entertainment have worldwide appeal. Okay, for example, we are fond of various movies of United States. Okay, well, Hollywood movies, Okay, Marvel, this is okay. Then the United Kingdom, Spain, Japan, Italy, right? Even the India's cultural power, okay, even India's cultural power has particularly influence in the Middle East regions, basically in the Afghanistan. Okay, again, India's yoga, okay, yoga is accepted worldwide. Okay, so this cultural power can be also said as the soft power. Okay, so next type of power is the energy superpower. Okay, so these are those countries, which are rich in various energies, either in the form of renewable, non-renewable. Okay, for example, the Saudi Arabia, which is rich in oils. Okay, then Russia. Okay, so these are the basic terminologies. Okay, we'll continue with other terminologies in the next videos. Okay, so thank you for watching.